now we zoom over to the north part of England, to the Gangamata Gaudiya Mutt in Skegness, where I'm going to introduce our wonderful god sister of ours. She is like the most enthusiastic kirtaniya I know. She's always there at the front. She's always the one that's so encouraging when she goes out for preaching, whether she goes to do kirtan, whatever she does on the basis that she is always doing something or encouraging other people, and makes everyone, whoever goes and meets the Gangamatas and speaks to this wonderful devotee, she's always so engaging and so loving, and you feel at home automatically without any hesitation. And I definitely, when I first moved, or when I first came to Krishna consciousness, this particular devotee, or my god sister, was the one that encouraged me to meet Srila Gurudeva. So on the back of that, I'm super looking forward to it, and I've been waiting to see her smile for a long time, and I'm finally getting to see it. It's none other than our Srimati Sudevi Didi from Skegness, Gangamata Gaudiya Mutt. Hari 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 Bol. You have to unmute though. There should be an unmute button, Sudevi Didi. I can't hear you because you're on mute.
Yeah. No, good.
Can you hear me now?
Haribol, yes, I can.
Haribol, everybody. That's very funny. Okay, hi. Okay, okay, hang on. Om Jnana-timirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshur Meditam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namayom Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayaniti Namine Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Before I start to speak, I want to offer my humble obeisances to my most worshipful Gurudeva, Nitya Lila Wisdom, Vishnupada, Stotra Satasya Bhaktivedanta Narayana Gosvami Maharaj, all assembled God brothers, God sisters, and everybody else. And God nephews and nieces. Jai! Good to see you, even through the lens. Okay, so today is a lucky day because I get to remember Gurudev spontaneously, and I should always remember him. But anyhow, today it happened, so I'm very lucky. So wanted to start off with one personal incident. When I was in Gopinath Bhavan, I was pretty new and pretty shaved up and pretty, very funny. and then I was a bit like, I didn't know anybody, like a bit like, I felt a bit like a street dog sort of thing. And then I was in Gurudev's darshan. And what happened was that there was this perfect family in front of me, like devotee family. I was actually Chandrika and her sister. And anyhow, you know, they have this lovely devotee family, huh? Not Chandramukhi, yeah, and her sister and the whole family. I didn't know them at this time. And they were just like sitting, leaning there. And then the sister said, like, Gurudev, I really want to be brahmacharini. And Gurudev had this like sweet exchange with them and stuff like this. And I was just like sitting on the back by myself, and I was just like thinking, oh man, I'm just like such a street dog. It's like, I wish I could have like, you know, some kind of sweet thing like this happening. And then Gurudev, he just all of a sudden he said like, my door is always open for anyone at any time. And yeah, now I always tell the story, but it's really beautiful because like you know, it doesn't really matter, like Gurudev doesn't see anything like what we are, because usually in this world people can be like judgmental, but Gurudev, like, he doesn't judge anybody, and if he sees like a tiny spark, like a tiny desire in the heart, then he will flame this so that this bhakti kripa can grow. And also he said for anyone, so like we see, Gurudev wasn't like that he was only kind and give mercy to his disciple. He was like guru of everybody, like helping anybody freely, who, you know, selflessly, who came to him. And yeah, at any time. So he's not temporary, he's not like, he's here anytime. Like in the moment Gurudev's deities are flooding the world, and he's anytime in the heart of all the disciples, and his books are everywhere. So he's there anyway at any moment. So we just have to come to him and open our heart. And even if we don't, he never gives up. He's just really patiently, mercifully just waiting for us to give a drop of, you know, any drop he sees, he's like fishing us. So that's really kind and very beautiful, and more loving than thousands of mothers in this world. And then there was another situation. Okay, so I was super new, and I was kind of didn't really have like this conception of transcendental relationships. So I just thought like, oh, I should get to know my guru a little bit better. Maybe we can like I can go traveling with him or anything like this, you know. And then I was in Germany, and I make these scones, which I didn't know what was scones this time yet. Then I waited in Gurudev's festival. Remember this festival? We were in Germany, where were these houses? We had these wooden houses and stuff. So I just waited in front of the door, and Rajana just went like, you want to come in? Yeah, okay, just wait. And I just waited for like 2-3 hours or something. I was really determined like to give him the scones and stuff. And then at one point I came in. We went upstairs, and I was just like Rajana walking around, and low battery, Kamla. I don't know, they all gone. I don't know. Ah, yeah, they're back. Okay, hi. So basically, I came up. There was just Gurudev was dictating something. One of Maharaja is writing a book down from Gurudev's dictation, and so I came with my scones, and I like wanted to give it, and then Rajana went like, are they with ghee? I'm like, no. Are they with brown flour? I'm like, no. Are they with brown sugar? I'm like, no. And he was like, taking note. I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, Gurudev, I'm just wondering, how can I always be with you? And then he said, oh, you should be like them. And then I don't know, for a second, like there was Madhav Maharaj behind him, but for a second I just saw all of the sannyasis behind him, like Padmanabha Maharaj and stuff like this. It was kind of strange vision. But what I got from this was like that it's not like, you know, not external, because I thought with my material concept, like how can I get to know Guru? I can get to know Guru like, yeah, spending much time, you know, how you would do in a material relationship. But the relationship with Gurudev is through service and through surrender, and because that is what signifies the sannyas, right? He's giving everything, and Gurudev gave the perfect example for this, because when he first came to his guru, he said to Param Gurudev, I give everything to you. I give to you my manasadeh, isn't my mind, my family, my brother, sister, everything I have, I offer to you. I offer to your lotus feet. So Gurudev is teaching as a perfect example for us. What do I want to say? Yeah. So he said, I take my life in my hands, and I will offer my life to you. And Gurudev says, like, just give me this one life. If you just give me this one life, and you will see what I can do with that. So yeah, right now we don't have much, or I don't have much like spontaneous affection, but Gurudev saying, just trust me and just give me this one life. And we can also see how Gurudev served completely, like selflessly, in the example of how he took care of Ananga Mohan Brahmachari, because he was completely risking his life for this service, because Ananga Mohan Brahmachari, he was so close and dear to his Gurudev that these days, like, we don't see that so much anymore. Like, Gurudev is like teaching us how not only to worship Gurudev, but how also to worship all the disciples of Guru, those who are very close and dear to him. And I was listening the other day that he said, I don't want you to like fight. I don't want you to and maybe I feel like fighting with somebody, but then I can think like, but this person is very dear to my Gurudev, so I should pay my pranam. I should see like the service, what this person is doing for my Gurudev. So Gurudev, he was risking his own life because tuberculosis was as well ansteckend, contagious. And he completely, it didn't matter for him. So he's showing this example how to serve the sevaka and as well with his whole life. And when I was in Navadvip, then I met Sita in the darshan in front of Gurudev. And then there was also, I remember Venugopal Prabhu was there, and isn't it, he said, be like Sita. And then he said to Sita, oh, you should be like me, always serving the devotees. Like I am cooking for all the devotees, after I am cleaning the area, and like all day long I am serving the devotees. And in this way, Gurudev, like, he did not hold anything back. He wasn't miser in his heart. He like fully surrendered. And then the funny, interesting thing is that Sita then said, yeah, but Gurudev, you Mahabhagavat, isn't it? When we hear this, we can think like, yeah, that's like, I can think like this is like inspiring, but these are great Vaishnavas, but they are Mahabhagavats. They don't come from the toilet where I come from. But then Gurudev said, no, you can do. And then, okay, we can think like, oh, he said that to Sita, right? But Gurudev told me to be like Sita, and he said to many others as well, like just the example, like he said to all of us, like we should be like this. And that's why the Vaishnavas, they come and they give this perfect example, because we should be like that. So yeah, I didn't remember. Well, he established, he's like, Gurudev is like very uncompromising, like what other people think about him. He just wants to establish the pure conception of the pure Guru Varga. And for example, he established Shivratri, he established Asra Radhastami in Mathura, in the castle, you could say, of Kamsa. Sorry, my English isn't that great. Right? Like, this is the most difficult place to establish this, because Kamsa, right, he wanted to kill Krishna and the Brajabasis, but he established and changed the heart of those, and and made them all serve Radharani. So when Param Gurudev came and saw, he was so pleased in his heart. Oh, and also I forgot actually to mention, I wanted to mention one thing that about the whole scones thing and stuff, why I said that, because like yesterday we were hearing in class that Kamla Didi said that, if I quote you wrong, you tell me. Okay, I always have to quote them, sorry. That she saw one time, she recognized the Russian twins. They gave some, was it little cake, little biscuits to Gurudev, and Gurudev just took them like this. And then Kamla went up to them with a translator because she thought like, wow, he was so greedy to take them. There must be some special, like something special is happening there. And then the translator, they said basically that they made it all night, and they made it like 6 times, and they made it like all night for Gurudev to be perfect. And then I was thinking, because Gurudev, he accepts this mood, and he wants us to be like one-pointed and completely like loving, like just for him, like forget anything else, but just to make it perfect for him and only for him. And yeah, I said yesterday, I wish I would have done the same thing with my scones, but I just made them anyway. Anyway, something to learn there. And then Gurudev, he didn't have any obstacles like in Gurudev, to serve his Gurudev. Like he even learned Bengali to translate the Jaiva Dharma. When I like, isn't it Gurudev tells me anything, or ever like chant or something like this, I can be like, but I have problems to chant, I can't do this, I can't do this. What to learn? Speak of learning another language for Gurudeva. Like he didn't have any obstacles for him. He just went for it, and anything it took for the service, he went, put in the sacrifice. That's why we hear like we should come to Gurudev with a firewood, isn't it? And sacrifice anything what is needed to serve Gurudev, and don't hold on to anything. Then Gurudev also, he gave us the, he very much established the glories of Srimati Radhika. And even maybe somebody said like, oh, I don't make any advancement, Gurudev. And then Gurudev said like, but what do you want to be? You want to be a cowboy? You want to be a queen of Dwarka? No, I don't want to be a queen of Dwarka. What do you want to be? I want to be a Manjari. And he said, you see, like you already, so one point you already have this in mind, and go. He was giving this. Then one more. He was establishing, yeah, finishing now, almost. 1 second. So anybody Gurudev would ask, he would say, oh, tell me the definition of what means pure bhakti. And he was giving many examples to us all the time in his classes, how the Brajabasis serve purely in the heart. He was always establishing his glories, and he is always giving relationship with Giraj Maharaj. We used to go all together with him, and he used to describe the glories of all the pure devotees. When I came new, I didn't really understand so much of it, but I always remember that he used to say, never criticize and never complain and never stop chanting. But out of all of this, I remember he said like all the time, never criticize. So that was something which like really stood out for me. He would not like, he doesn't really need to come here. He could just be doing his bhajan in some, in some quiet place. But we hear this morning that they come only out of their kindness, and they come for us. So in Sri Guru Charana Padma says that we should worship Gurudev carefully. So I hope that by Gurudev's mercy, I can keep all his teachings like in my heart and proper follow them. And yeah, not let the selfishness take over. But yeah, he's very kind. So Jai Gurudev. Mancha kalpa taribhasya kripa sindhudeva cha padhanam pavanebhyo vaishnavyo namo namaha. I think you turned the volume off.
What?
I know.
Just 1 second before you mute yourself again. But I just wanna say, Sudevi, thank you so much for sharing. Number one. Number two, thank you and all of the girls that are there actually. For many of us that came to this path of bhakti with not knowing where to go, who to turn to, who to even inspire to be like. You guys imbibe the mood of Srila Gurudev. You said this one thing where Srila Gurudev said, just give me this one life. You guys have all given that to him. And it's so inspiring, it's so loving. And I feel very fortunate that I was even in that association with you all.